जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
Hyderabad Punjab Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Hello and welcome. It is a Monday. Yeah, that's it. Just shut it down, man. I don't want to play anymore.
What do you mean?
I hate Mondays.
The Boomtown Rats.
The Boomtown Rats?
The Boomtown Rats.
Yes, I don't love Mondays.
I don't like Mondays. I want to shoot. Anyway, I won't bore you with that.
These two are some
Google it.
1950s jazz reference.
Come
These two.
on.
Please, we are modern youngsters.
It's also about a IRA massacre that happened on that day, so it's
Jeez.
very historical.
Some light reading for Monday evening. Read up on that, guys.
Glad to cheer you up.
Started
further.
well, haven't we?
Yeah, wow. This is our strategy. You just start at rock bottom, so everyone's expectations are here, and then you just keep going up. So undercommit and over-deliver, which is what our two teams today have been doing. That's what they've done. They've undercommitted because you thought, oh, I don't know what's going to happen with these guys. But then they win a few. They pluck one out of here, pluck one out of there, and suddenly you look at the points table and you go, hello, Kolkata, hello, Punjab. You guys aren't doing too bad, yeah? You're at 7 and 8, yes, but what does a win today do for each team? For Punjab, it takes them to third position. From 7 to 8, geez, that's a nice leapfrog. And if Kolkata wins, they go to 10. Unfortunately, that net run rate for the other teams, actually, unfortunately, is not too good. And Kolkata's is not too bad, which means if they win today, they can actually jump up to number 5. Right? So they go to the top half of the table. So ain't too bad, I tell you. If you're a fan of these two teams, yeah, it's not too bad. Hello and welcome. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Bhattacharjya and Simon Doull. I completely forgot about the formalities because
It's okay.
we're all friends.
We're not formal here. This is not one of the things that we do at Cricbuzz Live.
That's true, we don't.
get too formal because this is just three blokes
That's right.
chatting cricket,
Yeah.
enjoying their night.
Sometimes cricket. Sometimes a few other things as well.
I mean, life lessons.
Life
There are
lessons,
life
true.
lessons to be learnt on
What
the
are the
show,
things
Joy.
that have come up in the last 2 days? Let's just make a list. Proletariat. That was one thing that came up.
Of course.
Physics comes up regularly. on the show.
Regularly.
Yeah. Yesterday we had quite a few things coming up, right? Can't remember anything.
No, I can't remember any of it. It was a long day yesterday, though, no?
Yesterday was a long day, and
4 a.m. wake up in Chennai.
yeah,
I
and then
think
double
it was-
header.
and then double, and then it was like a 1:30 a.m. bed. And as I got into the hotel, 3 Mumbai Indians players were greeting me at the lift.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, of course, they're in the same hotel
Same
as you are. right, great. I was
Anyway.
wondering if they were in some other hotel. Dodgy. No. And of course, F1 race. Okay, so basically, Simon had his Monday yesterday. So today is an easy day for him. Is it going to be an easy day for either of these teams? Not at all, Joy. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's a very important day for both these teams. It's a very important game for both these teams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I was looking at it as this is like, you think of some of these domestic flights out there. So these two teams are in economy, okay? Their teams up there in premium economy. I think Gujarat is sitting the first row of
Oh, yeah,
business.
yeah.
Okay?
I have a feeling, I'll add to it, I have a feeling they're flying the plane.
They're flying. They are flying the plane.
And Chennai is saying that, you know what, I think I need to be here. They're in row 3, but they need to be in row 2.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. Punjab is in premium economy, wants to get to premium economy, knows they'll go to the first row of premium economy if they win today.
Yes,
And
correct.
Kolkata will get into premium economy and say, okay, I'm also with you. I'm here, guys. I'm not there at the back. I'm here.
Yeah. Also, interestingly, after these two teams, after Delhi's won and Hyderabad's won, you can safely say no one's in cargo,
No one's in cargo.
right? No one's.
Correct. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. I think when we look at across the board, yes, Gujarat are sort of running away again a little bit, but everything else is just an opportunity. And we see teams losing when they shouldn't be losing, and we wonder why that is. Last night, it was a game that we thought you can't be losing that game.
No, Rajasthan won the game, and then 3 minutes later they lost the game.
Correct. These are the things that can happen on a tight table and situations where everyone's sort of worried about what they're doing.
I want to tell you about this table because you take a look at it and there's something very interesting about the way this table is constructed.
Love it.
Come
Mr.
on.
Patton is here.
Okay,
Mr.
just take a
Patton.
look at it. Okay, now, how many league games are there? There's 70 league games.
Yes.
So how many points available?
144.
140 points.
140, 70 games, sir.
Yep.
Okay, so 140 points available.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that when you have a table where the bottomers get 2, 3, 5, 6 points, don't get too many points, then they don't eat up too many points. Okay. Now, if your bottom 5 also get a lot of points, so look at here, your bottom 5. Your bottom 5 has how many points? There are 54 points among them.
Yeah.
Okay. What that means is that your qualification...
44.
44.
Sorry. 44 points.
Yeah, but they'll end up getting
no,
more.
44 points.
Yeah.
So what happens then is the guys in the middle don't need to have so many points to qualify.
Okay.
Because if a lot of teams do well, you'll have lots of teams in 16, 15, but 15 could be a qualifying. Whereas if it was runaway and 2 guys were right, 3, 4 guys were right at the bottom with 4, 6 points, then 16 may have been the qualifying. So here 15 could get...
I get what you're saying. To just simplify what Professor Patton has just told us, it's that they're so closely bunched, you don't need 20 points to qualify. For example, if there were 3, 4 teams that were failing desperately, you'd need 20 perhaps, 18 perhaps to qualify.
So middle is squeezing.
Yeah,
The
so
middle is being
squeezed. It's the middle muddle, as I like to call
And sometimes that rain out game, you think, oh, gee, it's been rained out. But think about, I don't want to bring it up, but New Zealand and India rain out at, was it Nottingham?
Yeah.
In the World Cup, sort of helped New Zealand qualify, get through. The 1 point for Chennai, the 1 point for Lucknow. It may be a bonus in the end. Chennai now, I look at that board and I think 13, 15 on a really tightly squeezed board, 15 might get them through.
He'll get them through.
And that 1 point, 14 probably not. 15 might. 15
and they won't
might.
be, and the only run rate they have to worry about is Lucknow.
Lucknow's. Is that the only other team that can get to 15?
Yeah. Interesting.
Others can get to 14.
There's so many. The thing is that either you can do some calculus, take out a logbook and work out the math yourself, or we can tell you. And that's what we just did. Right now we want to tell you that Punjab has won the toss and they have decided to bat first and score 200.
Teams are batting first. I love this.
I love it.
There's just so much more confidence. Now, yes, dew is less relevant. We're not seeing it play as much of an effect at the moment in the tournament. So that's a great thing for a start. But so many more teams are realising that if you bat first, particularly with this impact player, you can strengthen your bowling, you can try and defend, 200s. Some of them can't defend 200s at the moment. Still.
One sec, I'll tell you, I've got the stats. 29 200 plus scores, and 6 of them have been chased down.
Okay. There you go.
6 and
so
twice against
bat first, put runs on the board. This is what they've got to do.
And the reason why I said they'll bat first and score 200 is because they've been regularly scoring 200. It's like they only know the 10 table, 20 into 10, 200 and some more.
They're generous both ways. We score 200, we give 200.
Yeah, that's true. They are doing it. Look at it, because against Mumbai, of course, they won a 200 chase against Mumbai and they lost a 200 chase against Mumbai. So they've done both there. Regularly getting the runs. But here's the thing, Joy. This is the team they put together at the auction. They put together a batting-heavy team saying, play aggressively, play your game. We've got the big guns here, get 200 plus scores. Somehow you felt like they had lost the conviction in that after 1 or 2 kind of doddering batting performances. But they're back with that performance. They're back with that conviction.
Absolutely. And in fact, if you see some of their wins, some of the games that they scored those 200, 40s and 30s and 50s, which means it's a team effort. Everyone's going hard right from the top.
Yeah.
I mean, the best example of this is Shikhar Dhawan. Shikhar Dhawan, every year before this, and look at Shikhar Dhawan's batting average this year. I think he's about 150. And Shikhar was a 125, 130 batsman. The one thing that we
Strike rate. Yeah.
Strike rate, yeah. Every time we used to discuss him, the one thing we used to say is that, look, Shikhar just doesn't get that many, get it fast enough for his team to do well. This year, he's upped that by 20 percentage points. That's a lot of percentage points.
Yeah.
He's caught up with the modern game.
He's caught up.
Yeah.
He's realised where the game has gone and where the game is going. And that's a great illustration of your point, Joy.
Yep, absolutely. 135, 129, those were his average. But he's just pushing it up, pushing it up, pushing it up. He's at 148 now.
He's only played 7 games here, of course. So don't look at the total number of runs because he has played lesser games. So that's why the average is good. It's the best average he's had in the last few years. It's the best strike rate he's had in a few years.
He's been upping it. Look, every year he's been upping it.
Yeah, I think what helps him as well is that I remember the one game where he played slow and would have pulled his strike rate down is that game where he scored 99. Yeah. Missed his 100 by the 1 run. Stop it. But that's because everybody else around him was just doing a march past.
Yeah.
But as soon as he gets runs from the others, now he's got faith perhaps in the others as well because there's some solid bats there. And Jitesh at the end, Livingston scoring runs.
You can see it's a team effort because they haven't got anyone over 300.
Yeah.
Okay, Shikhar's the leading run scorer at 292. I think Jitesh is second. I think with 230 something.
He's amazing.
Really? He's
I've
been
become a
great.
Jitesh fan.
But that's such an example of their full team effort.
Healthy.
You know, Liam Livingston's got a few here and there. Curran's got 190 something. You know, they're just getting runs from everyone, and that's been the key for them. And you know, a win today. We just said they did. All of a sudden, they jumped to third.
Yeah, correct.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think the only bat they haven't got runs from, proper runs from, this year has been from Shah Rukh Khan. But today might be his day because, hey, he's playing at Eden Gardens.
Today is definitely going to be Shah Rukh Khan's day, one way or the other.
Good call. Good shout there. All right, Punjab is batting first. Let's have a look at the batting 11 that they are bringing. Oh, they've got him back. Bhanuka. Bhanuka the bazooka is back. Shikhar Dhawan, Prabh Simran, Bhanuka Rajapaksha. Liam Livingston, Jitesh Sharma, Sam Curran, Shah Rukh Khan, Rahul Chahar, Harpreet Brar, Rishi Dhawan, Arshdeep Singh.
Ooh, big call. No international fast bowler.
So they're going to get Kagiso.
Yeah, well,
They've got
There's a batting.
They've got three
There's the
foreigners.
batting 11, yeah.
the batting 11, three there. Now the
or
options,
Ellis.
The options are, well, they've got three options because if it starts to turn, if they think they can bring Sikandar Raza in as well, if they want to. But you would think that, you know, I mean, depending on the batting situation, once one of the batters is out, he could come in and even...
Yeah, just put up the team because I want to see who gets out.
Yeah.
Sikandar could bat at 6 as well.
Yeah, he can come in maybe.
Bat at
And
6.
even
It'll have
bat-
to be
and
Prabh.
even
So,
bat.
for example, Prabh Simran,
Yeah.
because Jitesh
Because Jitesh keeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prabh
Bhanuka
Simran gets out.
Prabh Simran keeps.
They are 5 down.
Yeah.
Sikandar Raza walks in to replace him. Arshdeep doesn't bat. And that's it. They're done.
You're right, that could happen. Nathan, but they might want to get either Nathan Ellis or... Let's have a look. They have Rahul Chahar. They have Harpreet Brar.
Harpreet Brar.
So which
They got
means,
two seamers plus Curran.
Oh, they don't have Rabada in the impact list apparently. So
Okay, so
probably
Rishi
Ellis.
Dhawan and Arshdeep and Curran, and then 2 spinners. Okay, so Ellis or Sikandar Raza, perhaps, are they in the impact
If
list?
the ball turns,
Yeah.
then you have Liam Livingston as well. He
Well,
can bowl you
Livingston's
2
got,
overs.
yeah,
He's
absolutely.
already in there.
Yeah, so he can
yeah.
bowl you 2 overs. I'm just counting it.
I have a feeling Ellis will come in. I have a feeling Ellis will
Yeah.
come in. But again, if there's a batting collapse, Raza walks in.
Yeah, he can walk in.
So that's good strategy for them and that's a good buffer. Do you think Bhanuka is playing because obviously Knight Riders are spin heavy and he's good at playing spin?
Well, I mean, Short struggled. Look at what they did to him last game. What was he, 27 off 28 or 27 at a run a ball? It just really... And as soon as he's walking out now, and he's not the first Short to struggle from Australia coming over here, is he?
Darcy.
Remember old Dot Ball Darcy?
Dot Ball Darcy.
I like the name.
Darcy
Oh, that hurts.
That's even better than Professor Patton.
That ball Darcy is a name.
Look, he just struggled. He struggled massively, and it happens. It happens when you're just not used to playing a lot of spin or quality spin in a power play, having to push the envelope a little bit. And so, look, he's paid the price. And Rajapaksa is a better player of spin. I'm not saying he's a great player of spin, but he is better.
You know, I've seen the same. I've seen KKR, batsman of the quality of Brendan McCullum. And the moment he'd go into bat out there, they throw spin at him. Because they know he'd just run at the pacers. Nobody could face him. So you just get in spin. Even if he can play the spinners, you've put a thought in his mind, which is you've already put him on the back foot.
Interesting. Let's have a look at the Knight Riders. This is their bowling 11. Who are they taking? Have they got young Suyash? Yes, they have. They are going to... One sec. Where's
No.
Jason
This is
Roy?
no, that's a bowling 11. So
that's
Jason
a
Roy
bowling
walks in.
Roy comes in, yeah.
1, 2, 3. That's right. 3 planes, so that means he'll come in. Gurbaz, Venkatesh Iyer, Nitish Rana, Rinku Singh, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, Shardul Thakur, Vaibhav Arora, Suyash Sharma, Harshit Rana, and Varun Chakravarti. So they've gone in with the 3 spin. Hang on, is this Eden Gardens circa 2012? Whoa.
Yeah, so you can bet this is Suyash Sharma goes out for Jason Roy to walk.
Yeah.
Because, that's the only other option they have. And Jason Roy will come in the minute Suyash finishes his overs.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Just get warmed
If
up.
it's the 13th over, he comes in.
It's
straight.
something we've talked about a little bit on commentary too. It's about players getting into the game. So when batters in particular don't field at all and they just come out, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You don't get a feel for the game, a feel for the environment, a feel even for the pitch when you're just walking backwards and forwards, talking to bowlers, talking to your teammates. How do you think it's playing? You don't have a feel. Raidu has struggled.
Yeah.
At times. He's really struggled with Chennai because he's just come in to bat only. So when you come in as soon as the bowler is finished, so if Suyash finishes in the 14th, 15th over, and Jason Roy comes out, at least he gets a feel of the environment for 5 or 6 overs. And I think, Joy, that is vitally important. You just feel like you are there rather than just walking straight in off the bench. We talked about the bullpen. You know, we don't have one.
Yeah.
We don't have one in cricket. I'd love to see one sideline for the batters.
Yeah.
Much like they do in baseball. Just so you can get warmed up, get into it.
That's a fantastic point. That the whole point of knowing the conditions and seeing the conditions from 7 foot out and 8 foot out and 10 foot out and talking to the bowlers rather than seeing it from the dugout, it's a huge difference.
It's getting a feel of the game.
absolutely.
Just get the blood pumping in your system. I think, they'll probably do that. But Suyash, let's just talk about him. Suyash has just been, gets his little headband in. Michael Vaughan is obsessed with his headband.
Brilliant.
And his hairstyle. I think we all are. I love him. He's coming from, and you know the story, for people who don't know the story, he's come off almost tennis ball cricket, right?
Yeah, literally. And, hasn't played, played one under 25 match for Delhi, hasn't played a single first class game.
Yeah.
And you imagine, and that's one of the things that also he's been talking about. Just look at that record. For a bowler who's a spinner, and one of the things you see, he's always completed his quota.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of cases when the other 2 spinners have not completed their quotas. He's always completed his
First
quota.
game against Punjab, so that's another reason to bring him in. They won't have seen him. They don't know him. There's footage. There's all of the analysis and things done. But first game against Punjab, so that's a good thing for him. I mean, we talked about this briefly, Joy, and this is something as well that when you see some of these younger players, and he's not like a kid anymore, but when you see some of these guys coming in that haven't played any first-class cricket, the fielding is the one thing. The fielding is the one place where they struggle. And we've seen it on quite a few occasions with different players that sort of burst onto the scene because they can bowl or they can bat. But fielding is something that just almost gets left behind a little bit. And it's an area where I think Indian cricket has improved immensely. Some absolute gun fielders in the country. But some of the players coming in from just not playing any cricket at all or first-class cricket, that's where they struggle a little bit.
Suyash Sharma struggled. Even if you see CSK, Pathirana, you see him on the field and he hasn't played too much first-class cricket, just around the boundary and all, because those basic drills that you go down a particular way, it doesn't happen. So that's why
Theekshana is not... he's taken a couple of catches, but he's also dropped a few catches this year. He's not the best.
That one catch must have given so many heart attacks watching the ball go up.
Well, the Theekshana
underneath.
Theekshana, right?
Yeah.
I remember Theekshana running behind the ball once, and I thought the ball would stop and say, no, hang on, I'll just stop. Don't do that. Just don't do that. I'll stop for you. All right, talking about Suyash, actually, I want to just talk about the spin of the Knight Riders, because obviously Varun Chakravarti, great in the previous game, bowled the last over, never easy for a spinner, never easy for any bowler. We saw that last night. A lot of pressure there. This is a guy, again, who had not played too much cricket, and then he gets thrown in here, gets injured, comes in, comes out. But these two, Suyash and Chakravarti, are now doing what their kingpin, their linchpin, Sunil Narayan, has been doing for them for all these seasons. And Sunil Narayan is just completely off the boil. Played every game. He's got a total of, 7 wickets. And what's worrying is his economy, which means that this season, the other batters are not as worried about him. The opposing batters are not as worried about him as they have been empirically.
No, absolutely. I think Varun Chakravarti has taken on that mantle of the leading spinner. I'm surprised, because if you look at last year he was brilliant. He was having a resurgence. If you remember, last year he was looking really good. They're saying suddenly he's got the bite back in his action. Something there which is not working for him this year. And it's very incomprehensible because he's so reliable. If you go back at the year that KKR first won the IPL, his economy rate was below 6. He's gone below 6. That's the kind of thing people used to say. Okay, we bat 16 overs against KKR because in that over we'll get 24 runs and feel happy about it.
Yeah, the bank.
That's how he used to be done.
Yeah,
and that's changed completely. And I question, given KKR's current situation, I question his position in the 11. What about you, Simon?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think there's an opportunity, and I know, look, Southey and Ferguson have both been very expensive, so it's hard to say bring one of them in as an overseas quick bowler for Narayan, but he's not having to do the overs or bowling the overs that he needs to bowl. They don't need him as much as they did need him now that Suyash is there, and Chakravarti is bowling very well, so he's not as important a cog as he always has been in that side. Is he just starting to feel the pinch of a lot of cricket, of no international cricket, only playing some slightly lesser franchise tournaments before coming into the best T20 tournament in the world? Is he just starting to feel the pinch? Are people like Rashid? I mean, look at Rashid. Look how expensive he's been this year. At times, are people saying because of this impact player, we're going to have a go at you. We're going to take you on. So I think we have to temper somewhat the run rates that the bowlers are going at for this year in particular because of this impact player. Sides are batting deeper. They're going harder. We've seen more 200s scored than ever before in this competition. So we just have to wait another year or two for the numbers to be crunched a little more. Is he at his best? No way. Is his place in danger? Absolutely right.
Fair enough. If you're saying that average scores are going up 20-25, that means that everybody's economy will go up by 2 points as well.
Yeah.
Because batting averages have gone up literally by your batting strength, as they say, is gone up by 16.67%. 1/6. So you had 6 batsmen, now you have 7. You're playing that extra batsman. So if you say there's a 16% increase on his economy rate as well, that will take you from, if you are on 6, it will take you to 7.
Let me just boil it down for you guys. We'll round it off 20%. So 180 approximately going up to 200. That's actually about 10%.
Yeah.
But
198,
still. That's about 10-12%.
Yeah, sorry.
But effectively it's going up that much, which means 20 runs, 10 overs, everybody's economy rate will also go up by about 2 runs. So effectively, what we're looking at that, you have to temper that 8.9 or 8.76 that you see. You just got to temper it a bit. But the fact is, macro, intangible, is that maybe Sunil Narayan is not as scary as he was perhaps last year and obviously over the previous years. So the others are. But then they have Varun Chakravarti and Suyash, so that's working for them. I'll tell you 2 guys, one on each team, pretty scary. Also part of our white cap standing. You're like, what? White cap? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? I'll tell you what we're talking about. We have instituted our own cap. That's because here's what I say. Doesn't matter if you have the authority. Never stops me from making up things and doing things. So we've got a white cap, which is for impact performances. You have to see them in context. For example, Glenn Phillips last night.
Player of the match, which was a great choice. How good a choice was that?
25 of 7.
He made the difference.
25 of 7, impact. Now, 2 players who've done that, Rinku for the Knight Riders and Jitesh for Punjab. So, Jitesh Bhaiya and Rinku Bhaiya, Rinku Jia and Jitesh Bhaiya, they both have been absolutely fantastic. If you had to pick one, it's a difficult question, but I have told you I don't ask easy questions. It's a difficult question. Who would you pick? I don't think I can. That's tough, huh?
Oh, man.
You got to pick one.
Look, I'm a Jitesh.
You got one number 6.
I'm a Jitesh fan.
Jitesh fan?
Yeah, look, I am a massive Jitesh fan. Just because he gives me 2 options. He gives me a very good keeping option, and he gives me runs at a great rate. He too, 25 off 7. So he did a Glenn Phillips in the second game against Mumbai, 41 from 20. Look at those strike rates. Just look at the strike rates. And when he's coming into bat, it doesn't actually matter. He's looking to hit the first ball to the boundary.
Correct, whenever he comes.
Again. And that's what I love about him. 4 sixes and no 4s in that game, that 25 off 7. 3 sixes, no 4s against Lucknow. He just got power. And he hits it clean downtown as well. Not just slogging wildly across the line.
It's what I like about him, because when you look at Jitesh is a bit like, like Joss Butler. You look at them and they don't look like guys who are going to hit it third row. But that's timing and that's temperament and that's your attitude of how and the ball to pick.
Absolutely. And the great thing about them is they're counter-attacking batsmen. Both of them are, in the sense that they get the momentum back. You've just got a wicket, you're doing well. Whack, the next ball goes to 6. It changes things immediately. That bowler who's now saying, wow, I've just got a wicket. Suddenly he's looking around the field saying, wait, I can't afford to give another boundary. Momentum changes are so important because the whole thing of T20 cricket, it's a game of runs. Somebody gets momentum for a while, somebody pulls it back, you get it back. And these guys just break momentum, create momentum for their team.
And on the other side, you get 2 things out of Rinku as well. You get a gun fielder. He's a good fielder.
He's a rider, great boundary rider.
Little guy, but really covers ground pretty quick, right? Like road runner, he's just reached across. And of course, then the way he hits it. It's so interesting, Joy, because he was there and thereabouts in the team for a while. They played him out of position. He would suddenly come play 2 balls. People would wonder what's going on. This is the year that he's really flowered.
I think 2 things. One is that you're absolutely right. In fact, if I remember 2020 and 21, he attended some 3 camps. KKR used to have camps in the middle for these Indian players who are on the sort of there and have this opportunity playing domestic cricket but not playing international cricket. So they did camps. And Rinku Singh was one of the guys who unfailingly attended all those camps.
Wow.
And that makes a huge difference. And I just feel also...
Attitude.
And the coach Chandrakant Pandit, he and Rinku Singh, he understands Indian domestic players really well. So he can unlock those. So he may not be great with international stars because that's not his game, and there's going to be a learning curve. Whether it works or doesn't work, we won't know.
Yeah.
But with domestic players, he knows what to tell Rinku Singh before a match.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's vital, though, as well. From a coaching point of view, you've got to have that balance of someone who's had, I think that you need to have some international experience in a coaching situation. But I think that one of the most vital things that sometimes is underlooked, and look at the successful teams, they've had very good structure around local talent scouts,
Absolutely.
local talent coaches. And I'm talking Chennai, Mumbai.
Chennai, Mumbai, absolutely.
You know, they have had very, very good structure around local scouts, local talent, local coaching, maybe just underneath where they've had a Fleming or a Jayawardena or whoever's been at the helm, they've had proper people underneath. And I think that's been a big difference. So you've got to find a way to combine the two of those things.
Yeah, and with the international players, I mean, most of them are seasoned pros anywhere. It's just leave them be. It's fine. I don't think a lot of them need something else. And when you have international youngsters, you let your international pros take care of them, like Gujarat does with Rashid and Noor, right? Basically, Rashid babysits Noor. Noor calls him Google, and they just get the job done, right? Just got the job done amongst themselves. I just want to tell you, and I have to issue a disclaimer before we say this, because we've been talking about impact players and white cap and everything, and our director's just mentioned in my ear, he's saying Joy is our impact player because he's got a white cap on every day.
Oh, no.
That's just a terrible joke. It's just we got to... it's a great thing I carry my resignation in my pocket, you know, because I'm going to hand it in now. Oh, sorry. I think I left it in my other jacket. But anyway, after that
distinguished
roadblock, we must evolve and move forward. He's not calling us back, man.
Wait, I need to roll up my sleeves and sort this out later.
I'll hold you.
Yeah, never Bengali. Yeah, don't let me go.
I'll hold you.
Then I'll actually have to fight. We Bengalis don't do that.
And he's also Bengali. I want to see these two Bengalis have a fight. Okay, amazing. Let's have a look at the real impact players, the subs that the teams have listed. 5 of them on each side. So is what we were thinking. Punjab would perhaps get Sikandar Raza or Nathan Ellis, depending on what the situation is. So they have those there. They also have an Atharva Taide. I don't think they're probably going to get a bowler. That's what they need.
Yeah.
On the other side, for the Knight Riders, they have to get a batter in. So it looks most likely to be Jason Roy because they've also started with 3 international players. So
yeah, unless you go, there's got to be Roy, unlikely Jagdishan. The other 3, unless their bowlers
which
are going
Roy? There's 2 Roys there.
Yeah, Jason Roy or Jagdishan.
You can't say Roy for a Calcutta team.
Yeah, you can't say Roy for a Calcutta team.
Yeah, so they'll probably get Jason Roy in because Roy and Gurbaz have worked at the top together. So maybe they'll do that. And looks like it's going to be a big chase because that's the thing that Punjab has been doing. Let's have a look at our Ask Cricbuzz Live question. We keep getting in questions from all of you. Some of them are about cricket. So here's one of those. Livingston is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Ask Cricbuzz Live, do you think he will soon replace Russell as the most fearsome batter? This is coming from Saroj Chandra Sabudi. Saroj, I honestly don't think either of them are fearsome. It's because I'm not a bowler. That was Kalol's good joke. I said I must bring it back for him.
Okay, good.
Yeah?
Good,
Credit for both goes to him. Well done. As a bowler, what do you think?
Well, one is sort of still, on the rise, I think, at international level in particular.
Liamston, as I like to call him.
Liamston, as you like to call him. He's still on the rise at the international level. The other one is on the wane. He's on the way down, isn't he? But you look at this tournament in particular, and we talk about Russell's impact over a long period of time. And 92 games is an extraordinary long period of time to have kept up a strike rate at 175. 10 half centuries, 3.7 balls per boundary. Now, you're going to get a slightly lower balls per boundary rate when you're batting predominantly at 6 and 7 than you are at 4 and 5 like Livingston. But do I think Livingston will have an impact in years to come in this tournament? Absolutely.
Yeah, seems like you're right. He's on the rise, right? I mean, his numbers are pretty level with Russell, even though he's played, like 1/3, maybe 30% of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, that's the point with Livingston. That first year, I remember he was in Rajasthan and he was feeling his way around a couple of matches. Breaking into IPL, I don't think a lot of people sitting in India realize how much it is for an international player. It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest gig going around. So I think now he's broken into that. He's sort of comfortable in it.
Yeah.
Now you'll only see better and better performances because he's a fearless batsman. And he'll get out for 0 and 5 and 2 one of days. But the day he gets it going, he can change a match because he's a fearsome hitter.
That point is emphasised by Harry Brook's performances this year. He has set the international scene alight in the last 12 months. He's got one score.
That's true.
This is a tough place, particularly when you're coming in as a high-paid player. And expectation is on your shoulders. It's a tough place. You need a year or two to do it. And after a year or two, if you don't get it right, you find yourself on the way out.
Yeah, well, it looks like that will be his only score this season because after what Glenn Phillips did yesterday, I don't think Hyderabad's leaving him.
I mean, I talked last night about Sam Curran being left out of this Punjab side. And it's not because I don't think Sam Curran is a terrifically talented player and a very good player. But he's got one wicket. He's got more than one wicket once this season. Right? He hasn't got a wicket before the 15th over in any game.
Yeah.
In any game this season, hasn't got a wicket before the 15th over.
And sometimes your last 5 over wickets are not as much you getting them out as the batter getting out. Yeah.
9.8 economy across the season. Yes, he's got 190 runs. I get that. At a decent strike rate of late 140s, he's got one score over 30. Now here is a bloke who was the most expensive player at the auction. 18.5 crore. Now, whatever that is. I think that's about 1.8 million pounds.
Almost,
and about 2.3 million US dollars. The most expensive player. He's got 7 wickets.
Yeah.
And 190 runs.
I get your point. At that being the most valuable, you don't need a there and thereabouts kind of performance from him.
You need exceptional.
You need him to win 3 games.
Correct.
Right? That's why you've gone after him.
That's it.
Fair point, I guess. All right, we've got our joy factor question. I've got a GK factor question for you. Okay, I've got a question for you. VC, not venture capitalist, Varun Chakravarti, did something in the last game that no one's done before. What is that?
The last game?
Yes. Hyderabad game.
Spinner bowling in the last over.
Spinners have bowled the last over before. That's not something that's new.
Okay.
Defending 8 that's been done before. 8 or 9 has been done
Defending
before.
10. Defending.
Defending 10 or less.
10 or less.
By a spinner.
Oh, by a spinner.
By a spinner.
Asima has done it.
Yeah. Who is? Oh no, so it's better. Who is a Sagittarius? No, I'm kidding. That's not it.
I was wondering.
It's just a spinner has defended 10 or less. So that's the first time that's happened. That, of course, was much easier than this joy factor question will be. Over to you, Professor Patton.
What have I asked today?
What have I asked today?
There we go.
Okay, it's an easy one. Who's the latest to join a club that includes Rohit Sharma, MS Dhoni, Dwayne Bravo, Saurav Tiwari, Michel Santner, Nicholas Pooran, Ravindra Jadeja, and Ambati Raidu? The list is not exhaustive. There are more players in this.
There are more players?
In this list.
Which club is this? Bombay Gymkhana?
There are more players, but it's not as crowded as Gymkhana.
Okay.
I missed out 2 or 3 names deliberately.
One of the players in this list, whose name has not been mentioned, is also playing today. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you do stuff like this, right? He puts something in which has something to do with the day. So what you got to do is you go to 32 players who are playing today, right? See one of them is in this list, and then you'll know what the list is and who the next person is. Got it? Pretty easy. Hashtag Cricbuzz. We probably got the right answer already.
This is confusing as Raymond Reddington and the blacklist.
Yeah.
You know what he did once? He actually gave away the answer.
By mistake. By mistake, because I don't know the answer. Just got lucky. I can safely tell you that I have, in 5 years, I've not known one joy factor answer. And some of the times, he told me what the answer is before we went on air. And I still didn't know it. All right, score guesses. Eden Gardens, you got Punjab batting first.
High scoring venue, has been all year. I'm going to go
209.
Oh, jeepers, no?
I said 209.
Okay.
It took so long, I just came.
Yeah, batting score apparently is some 211 or something.
2-2-3.
Wow. 2-2-3.
Correct.
Ooh, he's going high.
Keep going.
Okay, I'm going to under this thing. Suyash Sharma bowls a magical spell, but Sunil Narine discovers his mojo. So I'll go for 188.
Wait. 188.
188.
188. 12 तो पहले ओवर में आ गए सर. 12 happened in the first over. You want to change your guess?
No, it's okay.
Come closer.
I'll stay.
Come closer.
I'll stay.
Join us.
Stay.
Join us up here.
No,
at 200.
Join us, sir. Join us.
Punjab. It's going to be 200.
188.
Okay. All right. Carry on.
You know, you try to teach these kids, but they just don't listen. You have to let them make their own mistakes. All right, that's all we have time for on Cricbuzz Live. We're going to see you at the Combox, which is at the 10 over mark of this Punjab betting effort. Want to thank Simon Doull and Joy Bhattacharjya, a.k.a. Professor Patton. Thank you. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad Punjab Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें